Don't forget to smash the like button and share this video with as many people as you can. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do it and press the notification bell too so that you don't miss any of my videos. So without any delay, let's get started. And today, this is the BOM Part 2. So this is the JavaScript BOM Part 2. And in this, we are going to do two chapters, timing and cookie. These both are very important. That's why I made a separate part for these both. So without any delay, let's get started. And today we are gonna learn a dream of a developer. Like cookies is basically cookies was basically my dream. I always wanted to learn cookies, and today after reading these chapters I have learned cookies fully, and now I have no doubts about them, and I can't just I'm very fluent with cookies. So let's get started. Okay. Yeah. So first we are gonna do timing, and the second chapter is JS cookies. Okay. So JavaScript timing events. So JavaScript can be executed in time intervals. So as we know, JavaScript can be executed in time intervals. This is called timing events. So this is called timing events. So let's see what is basically timing events. Timing events. The window object allows execution of code at specific time intervals. So the window object allows execution of code at specific time intervals. Okay, so these time intervals are called timing events. So these time intervals are called timing events. So the two key methods to use with JavaScript are the two key methods of timing are set timeout and set interval. So these are the two key methods. Set timeout is you can give a callback function to it, and then you just give the number of milliseconds. So just you give some milliseconds, and after those number of milliseconds that callback function would be executed in set timeout. But in set interval, the number of milliseconds you give every time, so every that milliseconds, so every so it is basically like a loop. So every time it would execute. So if you give 500 milliseconds, so every 500 milliseconds the callback function would be executed in set interval. But in set timeout, the number of milliseconds you give, after those number of milliseconds the callback function would be executed only once, and then it would just stop. So let's see the proper definition. So set timeout, in that you give a callback function and milliseconds. If you don't know about callback functions, do check out my async videos. So these are very helpful. Okay, you will get to know a lot. So set timeout executes a function after waiting a specified number of milliseconds. So here you specify the number of milliseconds, and after those milliseconds the callback function is executed. And in set interval it asks for a callback function and the number of milliseconds. So it is same as set timeout, but repeats the execution of the function continuously. So this is same as timeout, but it repeats the execution of the function continuously after those number of milliseconds specified. So if you give 1000 milliseconds, that is 1 second. So every 1 second the callback function would be called, every 1 second. Okay, every 1 second. So the set timeout and set interval methods are both methods of HTML DOM window object. So they are both the methods of the window object. So now we are on the set timeout method. So let's study the set timeout method in deep. So here we are giving window.set timeout. In that we are giving a callback function and then the number of milliseconds. So we can omit the window prefix. So the window.set timeout method can be written without the window prefix. The first parameter is a function to be executed. The second parameter indicates the number of milliseconds before execution. Let's see a proper example. So click a button, wait 3 seconds, and the page will allot hello. So here click a button. So we are giving a on click event. So whenever this button would be clicked, the set timeout method would be called. In that you are giving my function as a callback function and 3000 milliseconds, that is 3 seconds. So after 3 seconds the my function method would be called, and in my function we are allotting hello. Okay, just this, yeah, run. And now if I try it, wait for 3 seconds, 1 2 3, and it is allotting us hello after the 3 seconds. Okay, let's try it once again. 1 2 3, it's alerting us hello after the 3 seconds. Okay, this is very cool. But if you wanted like in interval, then you will have to use set interval. But let's first see how to stop the execution. So how to stop the execution of the set timeout method. So for example, your set timeout method is running and like it is being run and run, but it is not, and if you want to stop it in between only and you don't want it to execute things, then you would have to use the clear timeout. So the clear timeout method stops the execution of the function specified in set timeout. So here this is the definition of it: window.clear timeout and then the timeout variable. So it could be written without the window prefix. So the window.clear timeout method can be written without the window prefix. The clear timeout method uses the variable return from set timeout. So like here you create a myvar and its value is a timeout, and then you clear timeout that myvar, so it would be cleared before the execution of it. So if the function has not already been executed, you can stop the execution by calling the clear timeout method. So here you have a button, try it, and when you click this, a timeout would be created, and when you click the stop it button, that timeout would be cleared and it would not execute. So for example, if I press try it and before 3 seconds I stop it, it would not allot it because the timeout has been cleared and before execution, so it has been stopped and now like it is not being executed. But for instance, if I try it and I wait for 3 seconds and don't stop it, then it would allot hello. So like here it did after the 3 seconds. Okay, but if I in between I stopped it, then it would not allot it. Okay, this is very useful. Okay, so now we are on the set interval method. So the set interval method repeats a given function at every given time interval. So the set interval method repeats a given function at every given time interval. So like here this is the syntax: window.setInterval, the callback function, and the milliseconds. So it could be written without the window prefix also. So the window.setInterval method can be written without the window prefix. The first parameter is the function to be executed. The second parameter indicates the length of the time interval between each execution. So the second parameter basically sees after how many milliseconds will the function execute every time. So here we are given 1000. So like after every 1 second, my timer would be called. So the example executes a function called my timer once every second, like a digital watch. So like here we are creating something like a digital watch, so it is quite cool. Here we have a myvar, and in that we are creating an interval. We are calling my timer after every 1 second. So like in my timer we are creating a new date, and then we are accessing demo, and we are setting it in HTML to d.toLocale time string. So the toLocale time string, what does it do? It brings the so like if I didn't give time string over here, d.toLocale time string, so like here this so like it brings the whole date, but toLocale time string, what does it does? It brings this time over here, specified over here. Okay, So here we are giving two local time string, and like you see, if I run this, this is working like a digital clock. So how is it working like a digital clock? We are setting an interval, and after every 1000 milliseconds, that is 1 second, my timer would be called, and in my timer we are creating a new date every time, and then its dates we are doing d.2 local time string, so the local time string is coming every 1 millisecond, and it is looking like it is being updated, and it is like a digital watch. Okay, so there are 1000 milliseconds in 1 second. So how to stop the execution? So like if you are tired of seeing this my timer going on and you want to stop it, so how you can? So the clear interval method stops the execution of the function specified in set interval method. Okay, so like here we had a clear timeout above, we have a clear interval method also. So you can say basically you can say like clear interval and clear timeout are brother sisters, and set timeout and set interval both are brother sisters. Oh, this is quite cool, right? Okay, so this is the syntax. So like window dot clear interval time variable. So you can omit the window prefix. So the window dot clear interval method can be written without the window prefix. The clear interval method uses the variable return from set interval. So like here you create a myvar set interval, and then you clear the interval. So the interval would be cleared. So same example as above, but we have added a stop time button. So like here we have a same example, but we have a stop time button that will clear this interval, the myvar interval. Okay, so like here it is working, but you're tired of the digital watch and you just want to stop it. So like I've just done stop time and it has stopped. I run this and it starts once again, but I'm tired of it, so I just stop it. Okay, quite cool. And more examples. So let's see another simple timing. So if I press try it, 2 seconds, 4 seconds, and 6 seconds. Okay, so let's see this example. We have a button try it, and in that we are giving an event, on click event, and whenever this button is clicked, we are calling time text. In time text, what we are doing, we are creating 3 timeouts. One will be displayed after 2000 milliseconds, that is 2 seconds. Second one would be displayed after 4000 milliseconds, that is 4 seconds, and the last one would be displayed after 6000 milliseconds, that is 6 seconds. So in my timeout 1, what we are doing, we are showing 2 seconds. In my timeout 2, we are showing 4 seconds, and in my timeout 3, we are showing 6 seconds. So if we run it and then try it, so after 2 seconds, 2 seconds is printed, then 4 seconds is printing, and then 6 seconds is printed. After like 4 seconds would be printed after 4 seconds, and 6 seconds would be printed after 6 seconds. Okay, so this was another simple timing. But now let's see how to create a digital clock. So not using the two local time string. So in this we are not using the two local time string. So here we have a start time, and we are making a variable today in that, and we are creating a new date in it. We are making a variable h, variable m, and variable s. All stand for hours, minutes, and seconds. So h starts h in h we are getting the hours. Okay. In minutes we are getting the minutes, and in s we are getting the seconds. And we are doing m check equals to check time m, and s equals to check time s. So we will come back to this check time thingy later. But first we have a check time method. So if whatever we pass, if it is less than 10, its value would be 0 plus I, and then it returns I. Okay, and then over here now we are printing h plus colon plus m plus colon plus s, and then we have a variable t. It is creating a set timeout and start time. So let's come to the explanation part. This is the explanation part that I have to explain. So here we are, if we don't do this, if we don't do both of these, what will happen? See, like here you look, it is not coming like a proper digital clock. It is like 6 and it is 8. It is not looking good at all. Okay, like here's 6 and it should be 06 because then it would have looked good. In check timeout, it is seeing if the minutes or the seconds are less than 10. If they are less than 10, then the 0 would be added in front of them. Okay, and then it returns I. So m's value is check time m and s value is check time s. Okay, and then we have a document get element by id text dot in html. We are setting it in the html to h colon m colon s. So it is h is this colon m colon and s. Okay, and then we are doing variable t set timeout start time. So it is calling start time in start time only. So it is calling start time every 500 milliseconds. So it is half a second, and like it is being, so like what is happening, it is calling start time, so it is going over here, it is doing everything, then again it finds that timeout, so it again calls start time, then it is doing all the things, then again it is calling start time. So it is like a interval, but this is not quite a good way. A better way would have been to do like just do command x and bring this out, and then just remove this because we don't need it, and create a set interval. Instead of a timeout, create a interval, and this could have been after every 1000 milliseconds also. So this is better. Okay, it is not confusing. So after every 1000 milliseconds this is being called, and I told you the logic. Okay, and we have completed the chapter, so let's take a short break. Quite cool. And now we have reached the crispy part of this chapter. I call it the crispy part because it is a very tasty part for developers. It is JavaScript cookies, and I would need to use the console a lot, so I'm moving this over here. And let's take a 15 seconds break. Ooh, quite white. It is making me feel good. Very good. Oh, I feel good. 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 And I felt a lot good. So let's not feel good, let's feel very good after doing cookies. And in the end, we are gonna create a type of short program using cookies. So stay tuned for the crispiest part. So you can say it the best part. Okay, in first we will learn how to use cookies, and in the end, using cookies in JavaScript, we are gonna make a simple application. Okay, JavaScript cookies. So cookies let you store user information in web pages. So the cookies let you store user information in web pages. So what are cookies? What basically are cookies? Cookies are data stored in small text files. So cookies are the data stored in small text files on your computer. So they are stored in small text files. Okay, so in cookies you can't save much information, but yeah, it can be used to save like a user's name, and when the user comes back again, then he would be greeted. Okay, so like yeah, it is used for mostly for that. So when a web server has sent a web page to a browser, so when a web server has sent a web page to a browser, when a web server has sent a web page to the browser, the connection is shut down and the server forgets everything about the user. So when a web server has sent a web page to the browser, the connection is shut down and the server forgets everything about the user. So the server forgets everything about the users. Cookies were invented to solve the browser problem how to remember information about the user. So cookies are basically invented to basically remember the information about the user. So cookies were invented to solve the problem how to remember the information about the user. When a user visits a web page, his or her name can be stored in a cookie. So his or her name can be stored in a cookie if the user first time visits the web page. Next time the user visits the page, the cookie remembers his or her name, and we could access his or her name and giving him or her a greeting. So cookies are saved in name value pairs are like this. So cookies are saved in name value pairs like this. But this is not the cookie syntax. It is very different from this. So stay tuned. So when a browser requests a web page from a server, cookies belonging to the page are added to the request. So the cookies belonging to the page are added to that request. This way the server gets necessary data to remember. So this is the way how the server gets necessary data to remember information about users. None of the examples below will work if your browser has local cookie support turned off. My browser has local cookie support turned on, but if you have not enabled cookies, then none of the examples below will work. So if you want this to work, and if you want to do lots of experimentation and create a short program with me on cookies, then and if you have not enabled them, go to your settings and enable the cookies. Then only you will able to do this. So if you are not enabled the cookies, pause the video, go to settings, enable cookies, and then resume. So create a cookie with JavaScript. So now we are on creating a cookie with JavaScript. JavaScript can create, read, and delete cookies with the document.cookie property. So JavaScript can create, first of all, second of all, read and delete cookies with the document.cookie property. So with the one single property, that is document.cookie. So with JavaScript, a cookie can be created like this. So with JavaScript, a cookie can be created like this. So document.cookie equals to, and here you give the cookie name, it is username, and its value is John Doe. So let's try it out. So it is the consoling time. I've gone on DevTools and I'll just copy this statement, clear all this. Yeah. Yeah. And then command V. And then if I check the cookies of this document, if I check the document with cookie property, You see over here, the John Doe property has come. So the username property, the username cookie has come in this cookies of W3 schools. So username cookie has come in the cookies of W3 schools, and it's this cookie's value is John Doe. Very cool. Okay. Okay. So you can also add an expiry date in UTC time. You can also add an expiry date also. So you can also add an expiry date, but you have to add it in UTC time, else it was not gonna work. You have to add it in UTC time. So by default, the cookie is deleted when the browser is closed. So if you don't give a expiry date, the cookie would be deleted when the browser is closed. So I'll just copy this statement. Okay, and if I give a expiry date of like today's Wednesday, so if I give Thursday only, and I wanted 1st April 2021 and 12 UTC. Okay, now if I check the cookie would be there. Okay, and this cookie would be deleted tomorrow at 12. Okay, so this cookie would be deleted tomorrow at 12. Okay, so okay, and if I give, so for example, if I give an expiry date that is less than the current date, so this is less than the current date, and then I check the cookies, the cookie vanishes. So if you give an expiry date that is less than the current date, the cookie would basically be deleted. So here we have just deleted the cookie. So this is so cool, man. This is so cool. If you give an expiry date of further of the future, then it would the cookie would be deleted at that expiry date that you have specified. But if you have given an expiry date of the past, the cookie would basically be deleted then and only. Okay. So this is the way how you can delete cookies. So with a path parameter, you can tell the browser what path the cookie belongs to. So with a path parameter, you can tell the browser what path the cookie belongs to. So by default, the cookie belongs to the current page. By default, the cookie belongs to the current page. So if I copy this statement, so like this slash so this means that this is belonging to the current page, this slash. But if I copy this and if I go to 10xcoderkids.com, 10xcoderkids.com, okay, so here I am, and if I open developer tools over here, so I'm opening the developer tools. I'll just shift this over here. Open. And if I create a username, and I don't want this John Doe everywhere, I'm gonna create Saion Gupta, because as I am the founder of this website, not that silly John Doe. And I'll just give it the expiry date of Thursday, 1st April 2021. Okay, and I'm giving it the path of 10xcoderkids.com/learn coding. Okay, so now if I go to learn coding and I check its cookie, This is not added. Maybe I would have given the wrong path. I'm just gonna go back and I'm gonna check this cookies of this thingy. Document dot what yaar cookie. Okay, so this is the cookie of the website right now. Okay, so this is the cookie of the website right now. So but if I give that okay Thursday 1st of April 2021 UTC, and if I give the path to, if I give 2 April for instance, and I'm giving the path to like 10x coder www.10xcoderkids.com/learn coding. I think this is the correct path. Let's see. /learn coding. Okay, and then if I do this, and now I'm checking this cookies. Document.cookie. So the cookies of this console will not change because we have added the cookie to the learn coding. And now if I go to check its cookies, the learn coding cookie, then also it is not being added. I will show you over here. I don't know what is happening to my website. So if I do document.cookie, okay, and it expires on Thursday 1st April 2021. Path, if I give w3schools.com, and for example I give any fake path like user. Okay, and then I go to this w3schools.com blah blah. Okay, this is showing 404 page not found. It's okay, but if I go to more tools and developer tools now, and if I check document.cookie, it should be added. No, it's not. What it is? Idea. I have an idea. If I don't give this slash, no, it would have to come over. Give a slash over here in the. And now if I document that cookie, what is it? What is the problem with problem? Sorry. Expires Thursday 1 April 2021. 12 o'clock. If I give the expiry to something, if I give this to 5 April for instance, then I check again, document.cookie, angry. Why is not adding the cookie to the specified path? Okay, so currently I'm not able to solve this silly issue. So I'll just give the URL of the current page, command A, command C, and if I give command B. Okay, and now I check the cookie. Not added to current page also. Okay, I know what's whew, quite a bad problem. 5th April, I'll just gonna do 2 April and this to Friday. And I suppose this should work. The document, cookie. I should add the username to it. No, it's not. So currently I'm not able to figure out the problem. But you all know that after specifying the path, the cookie is created on the specified path. Okay. Oh, I don't know why I closed it, but it's okay. Okay. So with JavaScript, cookies can be read like this. So with JavaScript, using the document.cookie property, we can read all the cookies. Document.cookie will return all cookies in one string, much like cookie1 equals to value, cookie2 equals to value, and cookie3 equals to value. So yeah, if you want to see all the cookies of this page, then I'll just go to developer tools in the console, and I'm just gonna do document.cookie, and all the cookies have come. All the cookies have been displayed. Okay, and let's make the username cookie as we learned above. Command C. Just let's keep the username cookie. I deleted it before, but let's keep it. Thursday 1st, no, Friday 6th April 2021 UTC. Now it should have been created perfectly. If I check the cookie, yeah, so John Doe has been created. The cookie has been created. So now let's see how to change a cookie with JavaScript. So we have learned to create a cookie. We have learned how to give an expiry date. We have learned how to give it path, and we have learned how to see all the cookies. But let's learn how to change a cookie. So with JavaScript, you can change the cookie the same way as you created it. So you have to change the cookie the same way as you created it, but you just have to change the cookie's value, the value that you specify. Okay, so the old cookie is overwritten. So if I give like John Doe, I'll give Saion Gupta instead of this John Doe. Saion Gupta. And then I check the cookies. And so you see it is showing the username to Saion Gupta. So it is showing username Saion Gupta. So the old cookie is overwritten. So this is very cool, guys. This is very cool. I think this is very cool. Okay. So now we are on a deleting a cookie with JavaScript. So deleting a cookie with JavaScript is very simple. So it is very simple. You don't have to specify a cookie value when you delete a cookie. So you don't have to specify a cookie value when you delete a cookie. Just set the expires parameter to a past date. Okay, so just set the expires parameter to past date. Okay, so date that is past. So if I just give like username nothing and blah blah blah, and now if I, so this is how you can delete. You can do documented cookie, and you just whatever cookie you want to delete, you have to just set it empty, and then you set the expires to a past date. Okay, and if I check documented cookie now, oh what the heck, I don't want this path same parameter. First of, and now if I check the documented cookie, so we have to delete it the C, like, yeah, that path parameter was creating a problem because we didn't give a path parameter when we created it. So we don't have to give the path when we are deleting it also. Okay, so this is what it seems to be. Okay, so it has deleted that cookie. So you should define the cookie path to ensure that you delete the right cookie. You should define the cookie path to ensure you deleted the right cookie. So you should delete the cookie path to ensure you deleted the right cookie. Some browsers will not let you delete a cookie if you don't specify the path. Some of the browsers will not let you delete the cookie if you don't specify the path. But over here I didn't specify the path, but still it was letting me delete the cookie. So it is saying some of the browsers. Okay, and now I suppose we don't need the console anymore. Let's get rid of it. Okay, so now we are on the cookie string. So documented cookie property looks like a normal text string, but it is not. It looks like a normal text string, but it is not. Even if you write a whole cookie string to a document.cookie, when you need to, when you read it out again, you can only see the name value pair of it. So even if you write the whole cookie string to documented cookie, when you read it out again, you can only see the name value pair of it. If you set a new cookie, older cookie are not overwritten. So if you set a new cookie, older cookies are not overwritten. The new cookie is added to the document cookie. Okay, so this is not a normal string. Okay, it looks like, but it is not. It is, if you do documented cookie equals to, then also it does not override all the cookies. Okay, so if you set a new cookie, older cookies are not overwritten. The new cookie is added to the documented cookie. So if you read document.cookie again, you will get something like cookie1 equals to value, cookie2 equals to value. So we get something like this only. So like lots of predefined cookies were there. So that cookie1 equals to this and cookie2 equals to this and all. So if this is a small example. So if I display all cookies, there are no cookies. Okay, I create a cookie1 and display, so first name John. I create cookie2 and then it display Smith. I delete cookie1, and I display it is showing last name because cookie1 was first name and it deleted first name, so last name is left, and I delete cookie2 also and then show the string, it is empty now. So if you want to find the value of one specified cookie, so if you want to find the value of one specified cookie, you must write a JavaScript function for it. Okay, so if you want to find the value of one specified cookie, you must write a JavaScript function that searches for the cookie value in the cookie string. Okay, and now we are on the cookie example that I was talking to you about the cookie program. And let's take a little 5 second break. Ah. This cookie example would be terrifically very good. It would be awesome. It would be superb. It would be fantabulous. So get ready to see it. It is a fantabulous example. So in the example to follow, we will create a cookie that stores the name of a visitor. So in the example to follow, we will create a cookie that stores the name of the visitor. So to do some goofy stuff, let's go to more tools and let's go to developer tools and let's delete that silly old cookie that was that username cookie. Let's see if it is there or not. If it is not there, then very good. If it is there, then let's delete it. The first name and last name cookies are there that we just like ran the example. So the username is deleted as I thought it would be. So no more goofy stuff. So the first time a visitor arrives the web page, she will be asked to fill in his or her name. The name is then stored in a cookie. So then we will store the name in a cookie. The next time the visitor arrives at the same page, she will get a welcome message. So if the user arrives at the same page, he or she will get a welcome message. So for the example, we will create 3 JavaScript functions. So we will need 3 JavaScript functions. A function to set a cookie, a function to get a cookie, and a function to check a cookie. So a function to set a cookie, a function to get a cookie, and a function to check a cookie. Okay. So first of all, we need to create a function to set a cookie. So first we create a function that stores the name of the visitor in a cookie variable. So what is this function doing? So here we are creating a function set cookie in that we want 3 arguments: cookie name, cookie value, and expiry days. In that we are creating a variable d and we are creating a new date. We are doing d.setTime, d.getTime. So I'll explain the set time method afterwards. But d.getTime is bringing the milliseconds from January 1, 1970. Okay, so it is bringing the milliseconds from January 1, 1970 till the current date. So it is bringing that in milliseconds, and then it is adding it to x days into 24 into 60 into 60 into 1000. So this is the number of milliseconds of the days that we of the expiry days, and then we are adding these both. So the milliseconds from 1970 Jan 1 till current milliseconds, and we are adding the this milliseconds that are creating the days milliseconds, and then we are adding these both. Okay, so it is creating a future, it is creating a milliseconds figure. Okay, and that would be a future milliseconds. Okay, and d.setTime, what it is doing, it is creating a proper date out of those milliseconds that are being passed to it. Then we are creating a variable expires, and its value is expires equals to, so it value is expires equals to, but dot plus d to dot to UTC string. So we are converting this this date to UTC string, and we are setting it we are going in expires variable, and we are doing expires equals to, and then the string date string, and then when we are doing document.cookie equals to cookie name. So whatever the cookie name was passed by the user, cookie name, we are adding plus an equals to sign, plus an equals to sign, then the cookie value that the user passed, then a semicolon. Then we are adding the expires, so the whole expires, and then we are adding the path. Okay, now example explain, but I explained you. So let's see once again. The parameters of the function above are the name of the cookie name, the value of the cookie, c value, and the number of days until the cookie should expire, x days. The function sets a cookie by adding together the cookie name, the cookie value, and the expire string. Okay. Now we have seen how to create a function to set a cookie. But now let's see how to create a function to get a cookie. Then we create a function that returns the value of specified cookie. So it returns the value of the specified cookie. So here we have a function get cookie. We are passing it cname. So in that we are creating a variable name equals to cname plus equals to. So we are creating a variable name, in that we are storing the cookie name plus the equals to sign. Then we are creating a decoded cookie variable in which we are using the decode URI component on document.cookie. Okay. Then we are creating a variable CA, and in that what we are doing, we are accessing the decoded cookie variable and we are splitting it on the semicolon. So like it would be an array of cookies. So it would be an array of cookies. So all the cookies would be in that array. Like if there is a username cookie, it would be one element, the username and its value. If it is a like predefined cookie, then the predefined cookie would be one element. Okay. Then we are creating a for loop where I equals to 0, I less than ca dot length. So the ca dot length and I plus plus. Okay. So variable c equals to cai. So c is equals to cai. So I is for 0, then 1, then 2. So like if we have looping the first time, so cai is c is 0. So the 0th cookie. So the first cookie basically. And c's value is that cookie. And then we are checking, so like while c dot char at 0 equals to empty a space. So till char at 0 is empty string, c's value is c dot substring from 1, and we are not giving the second parameter. So till the end, one is the like 1 is 0 1. So it is basically the second position. So if there is a space, then it would remove that space basically, and from that place till the end of the string would come, okay, in C. Now we are doing when the string is perfectly removed with white spaces, it is doing if C dot index of name. So if C dot index of name, so the name is the cookie name plus equals to. So if there is, and so if it is 0, so if it finds the name in the cookie name, then it would return c dot substring name dot length and c dot length. So what it is doing, so like if it finds the cookie that it wants in that element, it is gonna return c dot substring from name dot length. Name is the cookie name, so from the cookie dot length, so it would, so like it is username equals to, and it finds username equals to, so it will put username equals to, so from its value till c dot length. C dot length is the whole cookie with its value. So like from like username equals to is like 9, so it would cut from 9, okay, and till the end, so till the values end, okay, and so it is returning that. But if it does not find the cookie that it wants, so it would return empty string. Now the function is explained. Take the cookie name as a parameter cname. So take the cookie name as a parameter cname, like here it is a parameter cname. Create a variable with the text to search for cname plus equals to. So create a variable name. So we are creating a variable name with the text to search for cname plus equals to. So the text to search for, that is cname plus equals to. Decode the cookie string to handle cookies with specified special characters. So like decode the cookie string, so it would decode the cookie string to handle cookies with special characters like the $sign. So then it would split the documented cookie on semicolons into an array called CA. So it would split it on semicolons into an array called CA, and the line is CA equals to decoded cookie dot split from semicolon. So then it would loop through the CA array. So it is looping through the CA array and read out each value C equals to CAI. So it would read out each value. Then if the cookie is found, so if the cookie would be found, it would return the value of the cookie. So it would return the value using this. If the cookie is not found, then it would return empty string. Quite clear? And then we have a function to check a cookie. Last we create a function that checks if a cookie is set. If the cookie is set, it would display a greeting. So if the cookie is already set, it would display a greeting. If the cookie is not set, it will display a prompt box asking for the name of the user and stores the username cookie for 365 days by calling the setCookie function. So if the cookie is not set, it will display a prompt box asking for the name of the user and stores the username cookie for 365 days by calling the setCookie function. So here we have a check cookie. In that we are creating a variable username, and in that we are doing get cookie username. So if the username is not equals to empty string, that means if the cookie is found, then it would show alert welcome again plus username plus the value that is returned. Else it would do username prompt please enter your name. So it would ask for the name, and then it would do if username is not equal to empty string. So if the user didn't press OK without entering anything, and if it is not null, then it would set the cookie to user. It would set a new cookie, and cookie name is username, and the cookie value is username, and it would be set for 365 days. And now all together, okay, so like here we are a user that we have first time come to the page, and it did not find username, so it is asking for a prompt box. So if I give over here Saion Gupta, okay, as I am the user, I am giving Saion Gupta, okay, and then I run this again. So in setCookie, it has done everything. It has saved it. It has created the new cookie. Okay, and now I have closed this. I've closed this tab, and I come once again. I'm the user once again. So it is showing welcome again Saion Gupta because it found username in its cookies. It found username in its cookies, and so it is showing welcome again Saion Gupta. Okay, and you understood the whole code, so that's good. So the example above runs the check cookie function when the page is loaded. So it runs the check cookie function when the page is loaded. So we are running the check cookie, so like here, select body, and when it would be loaded, it would run the check cookie method. Okay, and we have just completed the chapter. So thank you guys. If you like the video, don't forget to smash the like button and share this video with as many people as you can. And if you are not subscribed to my channel yet, kindly subscribe so that you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you guys. Bye. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep watching my videos. Dab.